We have to learn as people that we have to set boundaries in our life. There comes a moment in our lives that when we realize the truth, you cannot be everything to everyone. And guess what? You were never meant to be. You have to shut toxic people out of your life because you don't, these type of people will try to manipulate you in every way that they can. You got to stand firm with these type of people and even with other people. But if not, they will take advantage of it. They'll walk all over you. So if you must learn to set boundaries, boundaries allow you to shut these type of people out, choosing to protect your energy, your peace, and your purpose. It's about standing tall, saying out loud, I matter too. For too long, some of us have been taught that saying no is selfish, that choosing ourselves is wrong. But here, the realization is who really cares? You set your boundaries because boundaries are not walls. They are doors that let the right people in and keep the wrong ones out. Doors that open to self-respect, confidence, and clarity. You do not need to explain your boundaries to anyone. You do not need to feel guilty about them. The moment you choose to honor yourself and you give others permission to do the same. People may not like it when you change. They may question it, resist it, even try to pull you back to who you used to be. That is only because your growth challenges their comfort. Then stay firm. You're not responsible for how others feel about you, feel about your evolution. You're only responsible for saying the truth to who you are and becoming. Stick to your boundaries is an act of love, not just for yourself, but for your relationships. Clear boundaries create honest connection. They teach others how to love you right. So today, take your power back. Say no when it drains you. Say yes when it fuels you. Never apologize for choosing yourself because you are worthy of a peace of mind. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of life that feels good to live. Set your boundaries, honor them, protect them, and watch yourself rise. People who get angry when you set boundaries are the main ones you need to set boundaries for. Trust me, I've done it so many times, and I'm gonna tell you the story as soon as I read this quote to you. This quote is by Miss Ann Taylor. Love yourself enough to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious. You get to choose how you use it. You teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and will not accept. Tell you it's two stories. This one story I'm going to tell you happened about 2 years ago. A younger guy that worked with us on my part-time job. So I came in that evening. He was already in the break room. So I spoke to him. I said, hey, man, how's it going? Found out we've got a smaller truck tonight to unpack tonight. So he said, tells me to shut the F up. I'm like, yo, my man, what's going on with you? And just shut up, talk to me. And he was cursing me out. I won't use all that language. And it spilled from the break room into the back of the warehouse. I mean, the back of the store where we, unpacking the stuff to take to the floor. So him and I are constantly going back and forth. And I'm like, telling him, dude, I don't want to go. And I said, I don't want to go back to where I used to be. The person I used to be, I would jump across this thing right here and poop up on your ass immediately. So we went back for as soon as the supervisor said, hey, yo, Rick, y'all cut that. I said, I tell you what, man, I'm going to leave for the night because this is too heated. He said, no, you stay. He can go. Because they knew that I'm not that type of person. But they know when you pull me there, I try not to go there, but I went there. So I had to draw that line with that young man. So when I saw him the night after, I said, tell you what, my man, I'm drawing a line in between you and I. You don't speak to me, I don't speak to you. You guys see right now we're not in the same space. Needless to say, he ended up getting fired probably a week after that. Same person. That was 2 years ago. So I say another year, last year, he came to my full-time job trying to get a job. And I wasn't going to, once I saw him, I spoke to him, but I wasn't going to say anything to HR about him because I don't get down like that because anybody needs a job. And I'm not that type of person. But because I don't hold grudges either. But the thing I learned about that young man, he's a very weak male. He has no confidence about himself. I could tell by the way he shakes hand. He shakes hand with, I call it a dead fish shake. He has no confidence. That tells me all I want to know about that young man. So I understood where he was going. I understood how person he was. Now fast forward to last month, this year, 2025. One of the guys that worked there at my part-time job, I've been there the longest. I've been there 7 years. He's probably been in the food line probably 3 years. But anyway, I've heard he's been talking a little slick stuff about me behind my back. Guys and her, and they'd be like, finally, guys said, man, we tired of it. Whatever you got to say, just say it to him. But I knew he wouldn't do that. So finally, I had enough. So I caught him in the back I said, my man, listen, we're gonna draw a line in the sand right now. We're gonna not cross these boundaries. If you can't say anything positive about me, just don't use my name in your mouth at all. Keep my name out your mouth. Because if it's not positive, I don't want to hear about it. Because I'm tired of the talk. So here's what we're gonna do. The next 2 weeks, I don't want us to have a conversation. Just come and do our job and roll out. Don't say nothing to me, I'm not gonna say nothing to you. Once he realized I'd drawn that line in the sand between us, after the 2 weeks, he started slowly talking to me. And I started talking to him. Conversation, started, having a conversation because we need to, because we're working in the back of this store trying to get ready to put the products on the floor. So we got to communicate. So once he understood where my boundary line is, he knew I was not putting up with the BS no more. This is what I'm talking about, guys. When I say set boundaries with people, you're going to have family members where you're going to have to set boundaries. I've done that as well from family members. I had set boundaries with them when it came to certain things like, hey, I need some money. I do too. Not me being mean. By all means, there's no. But if I don't set that line with my family members and they continue to cross it, now you're gonna pull me back into the old person I used to be that would just say, just go off and started cursing and act like a fool. So I had to learn that that's not the way to handle this thing. So I drew a line and said, hey guys, I can only do this so much because I still got to live for myself as well. So you have to draw lines in the sand with your people, even though you love them from the bottom of your heart. But like I said, you got to set clear boundaries, because if you don't set clear boundaries, people will cross that line, cross that line, cross that line. And the person that you used to be a while back, that person that you just go off, start cursing, you don't never want to go back into that spot again. Instead, I've dealt with this line crossing stuff so much that I knew I had to set boundaries with a lot of people. Like, even though where I live at, I don't know nobody here. I've been in Florida since 2017. I think I know one person here since 2017 because I have a boundary line that I don't cross with anybody here. I wave at you and speak. I don't want to know your name. I don't want you to know my name. So keep that line right there in the sand where I don't cross into your territory. You don't cross into my territory. So if a person say, hey, Moshe, I said, nah, I don't give my name out because even though some people might know me from working in law enforcement, so I don't want to give my name out to people. So I wave at people and I speak and I keep going. Because I have that line, my boundaries that I don't want to cross, and I don't want anybody else to cross that boundary line. So basically what I'm saying, guys, is please have your boundaries in place when dealing with anybody. I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's people you work with. Like I said, I have colleagues. I don't have friends. I have probably I count my friends on one hand. I probably got 4 total or 5 total friends that I say are friends of mine. And none of us cross those boundary lines with each other. We laugh, we joke, we have little things in between, but we don't cross those lines with each other. We stay within our boundaries. We respect one another for who we are and what we may do, but we don't cross those lines when it comes to boundaries as friends, family, whomever it may be, whatever relationship you're in. Because to me, when you set those boundaries, you have a clear vision of who you are and the people you're dealing with. You kind of get an idea. And like I said, that's why I keep a boundary line with me. I keep those boundaries lines in front of me where I can see them. I don't like no blurred vision, blurred lines. I don't want no blurred lines. I want to see a straight line, not a blurred line. This is how it's going to be. This is what it is. And it's going to continue to be what it is. So I'm just putting this out there to you guys. Send a clear message to people about not crossing into your boundaries. And like me, I prefer people to stay arm length from me anyway when I'm having a conversation, because I don't want you too close up on me, because I just don't like that. I don't like when you're up on me too close. That's a boundary issue for me. So I try to keep people at least arm length away from me when they're having a conversation. And even at my full-time job, regardless, keep your arm length away from me, having a conversation. But sometimes you can't help it because you're next to people. So that's a little bit different. But in your personal life, I'm just saying to you guys, please set a line, a boundary line, and let people know, hey, you can do this, this, and this, but you can't cross these boundaries with me. You can't say this and try to pull me into a conversation. Don't pull me into something that you already got started and pull me into it, because you jeopardizing my boundaries, my boundary line. And I'm getting into something I know nothing about. That's like, I won't get into anything with my family if they're having an argument with somebody. I'm not putting myself in that. I know my boundaries, because you don't know what's going on. And you slide yourself in there and thinking your family member's right. They may be wrong. And now you tied up in some mess that you crossed that line and got caught up in their mess. You get your head mollywopped, and they don't get their head mollywopped. That's another issue for me. So I'm just saying, guys, draw that boundary line. Don't allow anybody to cross that line. Thank you. Take care. Love you. Have a great day.